Hi and welcome. Hope you're doing well today. My name is Yanar, I'm a yoga therapist, and today I'll be guiding you through some gentle yoga postures, all from the chair. This class will be fully seated, so if that's where you're most comfortable, you're in the right place. Whether you're living with a movement disorder or any health condition, that means being on a chair for movement is more suitable. And even if you're a wheelchair user, I hope that the session is accessible for you. I work with movement disorders and long-term health conditions for people living with them, and that's why I'm very passionate about making mindful movement accessible for all. So I hope you can take something away from this session, even if it's just a new movement for mobility or your posture, or to stretch a few muscles, or even if it's just some of the relaxation practices at the end. The more that you can manage stress and use tools for the everyday to manage everyday stress, that can feed and help manage health symptoms as well. So looking after the nervous system is key. And these practices really, really help. So I'll be guiding you through body awareness and breath awareness as we go through the movements. And then maybe even where your mind wanders. So just noticing all of these little elements, any sensations in your body, how your breath is feeling, and where your mind drifts off to. After all, yoga is all about awareness. So the more we can expand our awareness of ourselves and others, hopefully we could live a balanced life. So let us make a start if you're ready. And if it's cold near you, hopefully a few moves will warm you up. As always, one last thing is to move with the limits and the capacity of your body. So if I'm stretching my arms out fully or extending overhead fully, I will remind you to just move to the height and the limit that's right for you. So you will hear me cue that as we go along, but always listen to your body and how it's doing today. Okay, so we always start with a little bit of settling. And that just means getting comfortable in your chair. Getting comfortable so that you can start to come into your body and out of your busy day so far. So you might want to connect to your feet in contact with the floor. Feel your buttocks in contact with the chair. And feel your back and spine upright, or as upright as it can be for you. Bring the shoulders back and down. And feel the space between your shoulders and ears. And then feel the space around your whole head. And then bring your awareness down to your arms, to the tips of the fingers. Notice where the hands are resting. Maybe you can feel the touch of clothing or skin. And then notice how your whole body feels. All the sensations, whether there might be aches and pains there as well, I appreciate that. Or there might be areas of ease and comfort. And then find your breath. Take a few deep breaths in and out. You might want to lengthen each breath, just so that you can connect to it a bit more easily. You might feel the breath moving through your chest or abdomen or your nostrils. And then just notice quickly how your mind feels right now, the mood of your mind, maybe even your energy. And that's without any judgment or comment. You're just observing, just a quick observation from a place of neutrality. And then we will start with a little bit of warming up the shoulders and upper body. So we'll start with a cat-cow, and we'll bring the arms out in front, palms facing each other. We're going to bring the arms out to the sides if you have space, hopefully, or you might have lots of plants like me. And then raise your chin as you stretch your chest open. Now wrap the arms around your body as you curl forwards, rounding, looking down towards your lap. We'll add the breath this time. So move with your breath as you breathe in and extend through the spine. Breathe out, wrap your arms and stretch the shoulder blades. Breathing in, looking up if that's comfortable. Breathing out, curling forwards. 2 more times. Breathing in, lifting, opening the chest wide. And breathing out, wrapping your arms to stretch your upper back. Last time, big breath in. And out, rounding forwards. And now return to a natural spine. Bring the arms back out in front of you. And this time we're going one arm up and one arm down. So it's like a diagonal. And then come back to center, and then you go the other way. So a little bit of coordination here. So we're just stretching the chest this time in a different angle, different way. Breathing in as you stretch, and breathing out as you come in. We've got one more time on each side. It's a gentle stretch, so no need to overstretch. This is the more gentle class of the chair yoga sessions on the virtual village hall. So hopefully it's right for you. Okay, so we've woken up the shoulders a little bit. This is an old classical pose, which again supports a good posture and supports your breathing as well, stretches the respiratory muscles. So when you're ready, your hands are going to be starting on your lap. And we're coordinating the breath with movement. So breathing in, raising the arms overhead, keeping them here and then opening them wide as you breathe out. Breathing in back to center overhead and breathing out as you lower. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out, opening wide to the sides. Breathing in, arms go back overhead and breathing out as you lower. This time you can look up if that's comfortable, breathing in and watching the hands go up, breathing out as they come out to the sides, breathing in, overhead, breathing out, arms come down. Should we do that one more time? Okay. You can close the eyes if that's comfortable for you as well. Don't worry about the screen. Breathing in, arms overhead, breathing out, arms to the sides, to the shoulder height. Breathing in, arms back overhead. Breathing out as you lower the arms back to your lap. Okay. So, bringing the arms out now, palms facing up. I'm going to bend the elbows to bring the fingertips to your shoulders. Breathing in as the arms extend, breathing out as they bend. Breathing in and out as they close. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to bring the elbows out to the sides. A little bit more of a chest opener here, but we're going to combine a twist. So a spinal rotation when you're ready. Breathing in. And then out as you rotate to one side. Breathing in back to center and out as you rotate to the other side. Breathing in back to center. And now continue in a rhythm that works for your body. I'm going fairly slowly, but just be mindful as long as it's a mindful movement. You're aware of your rotation. You're aware of your spine and you're aware of your breath. So breathing in back to center, breathing out as you rotate. We'll do one more on each side. Trying to keep your spine as upright as possible. And that's relative to you. And then release that posture. And now you can feel the effects of that practice. The arms have been up for a while. Take a breath in and out. Now we're going to bring the fingertips back onto the shoulders with the elbows out to the sides. Here, take a breath in. And then close the elbows in towards each other as you breathe out. Breathing in as you stretch the chest and breathing out as you close. Don't worry if the elbows don't come together. Just coming forwards as far as it's comfortable for you because you'll still get an upper back stretch. Breathing in as you stretch the chest open. Breathing out as the elbows come toward each other. Do one more. Breathing in and out. And release that posture. Okay, we're working, moving down the body. So when you're ready, taking your awareness to your hips and knees. Going to shuffle forwards in your chair, if that's comfortable, depending on your chair really. You might not need to, but the starting position here is knees wide. So feet flat on the floor. Always feel free to put a cushion under your feet if you are struggling to reach. So starting with palms on the knees and become aware of your spine from the base of your back to your lower back to your upper back. You can tuck the belly in if you can, lift the chest, lift the chin, and we're going to hinge forwards. So take a breath in and then lean forwards down towards the floor as though you're looking at the floor about to pick something up. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out as you hinge forwards again. Breathing in back to center, and we'll do 3 more times. Lowering up, the goal is to keep your back as flat as possible. So lifting the chest is important here. Keeping the shoulder blades back. And then hinging forwards as you breathe out. Last time. And it doesn't matter how far you go down, so don't worry about that. Just getting a bit of movement through the hips. I'm going to keep the knees wide and then bring one arm down for our triangle Trikonasana pose, adapted for the chair. So extending one arm down, fingertips towards the floor, and then raise the other arm overhead. Now remember here, you can adjust the angle. If only halfway is comfortable, keep it there. I'm going to have mine a little bit higher. And then look up at your hand if that's comfortable, or you can adjust your head and gaze to where it is easy for you. And breathe here. We'll take 2 or 3 breaths, intentional, mindful breaths. Feel the body moving as you breathe. Stretching up if you can. And then lowering the arm as you breathe out. Now adjusting yourself to repeat on the other side. The other arm will come down, fingertips pointing down, palm facing out. And if this is not comfortable, then you have the choice of leaning on your thigh. I forgot to mention that on the other side, but that is another adaptation you can do. So raising the opposite arm up. Remember to adjust the height. Find your breath. Long breaths. Last one. And release as you exhale. And then keeping your knees wide here. We've got one more in this position, and this time we're going to lean onto one thigh on one side, on your forearm and elbow, and with the other arm going to reach over to the other side. So we've got a side bend here, and again, don't worry how deep or shallow it is, as long as you can feel a little stretch, and then releasing and repeating on the other side. Take a breath and extend the stretch as you breathe out. And releasing again. We'll do one more on each side, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And release there. Let's do one more. And then last one on the other side, leaning onto your leg and then stretching overhead. And from here, now you can bring the knees and the feet together. And we'll work on the knees a little. So this is one you can do any time of day, even if you're sitting on the sofa. You can extend and stretch the leg up and then lower it down. So your full awareness on one leg only, breathing in as you extend and breathing out as you lower. Breathing in, extending and stretching, contracting the muscles around the knee joint and releasing. Breathing in as you lift, hold if you can, squeeze the kneecap and lower. Last time, lifting the leg only as high as you can and then releasing. And then we'll repeat on the other side. Breathing in as you lift the leg, squeezing the muscles around the knee joint and releasing. Breathing in, lifting and letting go. Extending the legs, squeezing the muscles. That brings lots of blood flow to the area. And releasing. And last one, breathing in, hold and release. Good. Okay, we're going to do a few heel toe raises, keeping the ankles nice and strong. So lifting your heels up, coming up onto your tiptoes, pressing the toes into the floor, really lifting the heels as high as you can, and then lowering and then coming onto the heels, lifting the toes up as high as you can. So we're getting a stretch in both sides of the ankle. And then we'll go heel toe in a rhythm that feels good for you. So working through all the ligaments and around the ankle joint, keeping the ankle nice and strong to hold you up. And we'll do one or two more. And then we're going to get a side stretch. So side stretch through the ankles. So you're pressing your feet along the length of your feet into the floor. And release. And then the last slightly awkward one, we're going the other way, pressing the other sides along length of your feet. Good. Okay. Give your feet a patter and a big stomp. And a little march just to wake up the legs even more, especially when it starts to get cold. Good. Okay. Got a couple more poses before we do a bit of relaxation. So we're going to do just a Sphinx pose adapted for the chair. So bringing your hands either to the base of your back, behind your lower back, or to the sides of the chair. So you can shuffle forwards. because the goal is to pull the shoulders back. And then you can lift the chest and chin. This is a wonderful pose if you find that you've been walking or sitting with a slightly rounded back. I know that can be common if you're living with Parkinson's or another movement disorder, or even older age. And you can release that once you've had a good stretch. And add the breath this time, a bit more breath awareness. So we'll breathe in here as you lift and extend. And breathe out as you release. Now, if your hands are behind your lower back, you can still do the same motion, breathing in as the shoulder blades come together behind you. And breathe out as you soften and release. We'll do that 2 more times, breathing in, lifting and extending. And breathing out, letting go. Last one, breathing in. Pushing the chest out, breathing out, coming back to a natural, neutral position. You can shuffle back in your seat. And we've got one more, pulling the rope. This is an old classical pose, usually done sat on the floor, so it's perfect for the chair. So we're going to have the arms extended out. And you're going to raise one arm up. Make a fist with the other hand and then pull down an imaginary rope. So we're going to swap sides, breathing in as you raise the arm, create a fist and pull down the rope. You're creating tension in the hands and the arms. So reach up as you breathe in and breathe out as you lower. So extending through the upper body, imagine you're reaching for something, a rope in this case. And pulling down. One more time on each side, breathing in and out as you lower, breathing in, reaching and out as you lower. Good, and let go. And now I'm going to adapt that pose for a functional movement. We're going to reach forwards and pull something, our imaginary item, back. So helpful. A useful move for everyday life. So we're going to reach forwards, hold tight, create fist, and pull back towards you. Breathing in as you reach, big reach, and pull back. 3 more times. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Create lots of tension in the arms. Breathing in and big pull. Elbows back and release. Excellent. So now we've created lots of energy through the body. Hopefully you're a little bit warmer. And we'll go into a little bit of relaxation. So I'm going to come a little bit closer to the screen and guide you through some breath work. So make yourself comfortable in your chair. Make any adjustments that you need to be quite comfortable. Grab a blanket if you need to be warm. Pop a cushion behind your back if you need a bit of extra support. And then just come into your body again. Slide your feet against the floor. Notice the weight and the shape of your legs. Notice your buttocks against the chair. And then become aware of your back and spine. The whole of your back. From the base of your spine all the way up to the shoulder blades, to the tops of the shoulders. Down the arms, notice where your arms and your hands are resting. And then back up to your chest and feel your torso from the front. Make adjustments to your chest if you need to bring the shoulders back. And feel your abdomen. And then your breath. Feel your breath moving through your body. You might feel your abdomen rise and fall as you breathe in and out, and the same with the chest. If that means lengthening the breath, that's okay. You can make it a little bit longer and deeper so that you can feel your body breathing. Feel your whole body breathing. And then on your next inhalation, going to notice the pause in between your inhalation and your exhalation. So notice where you breathe in and notice where it turns, where the breath becomes the out breath. Breathing in and out. And it's that moment of pause. See if you can notice it. Your next breath in, and then notice as it turns into an exhalation. And then the same on the other side with your exhalation. Notice when it gently turns into an inhalation again. And then we're going to make that pause a little bit longer. So on your next inhalation together, we'll breathe in, pause, and breathe out, smooth and long. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, long and smooth. And that pause is an effortless pause. It's really gentle, but we're just lengthening that, the transfer between the inhalation and exhalation. So when you're ready, breathing in, pause, breathe out, long and smooth. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, long and smooth. Breathe in, pause, breathe out, long and smooth. Last time together, breathing in, gentle pause, and then a long and smooth breath out. And that pause just allows the nervous system to come down and feel quite balanced. And that is a simple way to manage stress without adding complicated numbers or ratios to your breath. So you can just breathe, lengthen your breath, a small pause, and then lengthen your out breath. So make it effortless though, make it quite smooth, and give it a practice in your own time. So that's the end of our session today. I hope you've enjoyed it and have taken a few things away with you. Check in with how you're feeling now in your body and in your mind and in your breath, and hope you can join me again in a couple of weeks' time. And as always, pop any comments that you want to share or any questions that you have, and we'll do our best to answer them. And hope to see you again next time. Thank you.